Transition Radio TV brought to you by thebestformstore.com. They have everything you could possibly need for your cross-dressing and transgender needs. Visit their website at www.thebestformstore.com and tell them Transition Radio sent you.
Ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. A 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio with your host, Mark Angelo Cummings.
And your hostess, Jessica Lynn Cummings.
Well, hello, and good evening, and welcome to Transition Radio TV, live from Silver City, New Mexico. And if I look like I'm not really in rhythm, it's not my fault, because Skype sends certain things, and it's not real time, and it's a little delayed. So, but I do have rhythm, trust me, I'm Cuban.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why my toes hurt.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Anyway, This evening we have the most amazing guest. She's a dear friend, and I can't wait for y'all to meet her. Her name is Jaye Johnson. She's an LGBTQ affirming virtual assistant and content manager who's worked in the community for years and continues to help bring visibility to a number of positive folks and projects.
Prior to and during her freelance work, she's gained experience in a myriad of fields, from academic e-learning to professional development, music and entertainment to internet marketing, nonprofit projects to multimedia administration.
Jaye has led and managed a number of projects involving a wealth of subject matter with keen interest and sustained creativity, a positive spirit. Jaye is a passionate metaphysician with a keen interest in the law of attraction and enjoys optimal communication in all iterations, including co-creating the most effective strategies for online marketing using social platforms.
More than anything, she strives to unfold more love, more light, more encouragement, and more affirmation in all endeavors. Reach out to her at jvajohnson.com or medium.com/@JVA Johnson.
Using your mind, imagine our skin joined at the hip, joined from within. By using your eyes, you're freezing my frame.
Now, please welcome to our show the lovely Jaye Johnson. Hey, Jaye.
Ooh, hey, namaste.
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 Definitely. What a beautiful video. There's something about that video that speaks to the soul. I know you agree because it's a video that we found in your playlist, and I thought it would just bring the show in such a wonderful frequency.
Yes, and I want to thank you so much, Mark, for picking that video because it does, even watching it again, it looks extremely queer to me because bodies are molding into other bodies and it's just gorgeous music and it's talking about undressing, but really it's kind of talking about, visibility and undressing your soul and love. So I really want to thank you for making that selection and just for being so welcoming to me in general and inviting me here. I'm so honored. I love you both so much. So thank
We
you.
love you too. And I think that video, from my perception of the video, was that it was kind of showing love of duality.
Yes.
In a very big sense. As each spirit, it seemed to have both male and female energy merging together.
Yes.
Which was
Gorgeous.
really awesome.
Definitely, I think that is the evolution that this planet and the people in it are heading towards. And I think most people aren't aware because they're too engaged in the materialistic thing and the glamour, the glitz, the labels of gender. And if we, as a spirit being, are here to learn something, is that we're here to create balance and break down the barriers that divide us and realize that we're so much the same. And it's just like a meshing of spirits, of energy.
Right.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all we are, is energy manifests as these gorgeous creatures, and we all look different. We're all little leaves and snowflakes. It's perfect.
And it's very much about loving yourself.
Loving yourself, and loving others.
No greater lover than yourself.
Exactly.
Did I
Right.
say that out loud? Sorry.
You know?
I'll have to learn to keep my comments to myself.
I love me some Jess.
I love me some Jaye.
Yes. But it's true, right? If we don't love ourselves, how can we love others, or how can others love us? And a lot of people are missing that. They look at that as, oh, that's egotistical, that's selfish, and it's not, because it's really all about self. We are really just a reflection of like somebody else that you're in a relationship with. It's just there to make you look about things about you. And I'm sure you could explain that very well, because I know you're into the same things that we are into. So if you could elaborate a little bit on that particular comment that I just made.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Skype is doing a little bit of hiccuping, but I get the gist of what you're asking, to kind of elaborate on it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, in terms of self-love, I know RuPaul didn't originate the concept, but he says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love anybody else? And it's unfortunate, the sort of the way media is really having LGBTQ folks really tear at each other with this very lovely idea regarding self-love. His politics in terms of what he does and does not share and how he communicates in culture, it's good to call those ideas into question. And, there are certain ways to do it. There are certain ways to conduct dialogue that are constructive and certain that are destructive. And from what I've observed, he can certainly play ball in a constructive manner. But a lot of this dialogue that's so quote unquote controversial has to do with triggering people. And when you catch a public figure being triggered, it's not going to be pretty. This is life. We're humans, and hurt goes both ways. So if you can always stay in that foundation of self-love, I've found you can find your rudder again, and you can stay rooted, and you can re-enter into the world, even if you fucked up, pardon my French, even if you messed up, or
That's okay.
even if you messed up or misstepped, publicly, and pardon me, I just misstepped publicly.
Not at all.
You
Not
know,
at all.
it really is about
Have you heard my
self-love.
mouth sometimes?
Right.
It's all good,
Yeah.
people just don't realize spirits are like children, and you know when we get driven by societal norm or guidelines or rules and regulation and this adult-based society that deems everything wrong and deems to label everything and deems people to fight amongst each other so they can unite and just bring forth love. It's if we just step away from those programmings and realize why we are here.
And I absolutely despise the word normal. I mean, I don't know anybody that can give me a positive, direct definition of the word normal.
Huh.
It's true. It's true.
Because I've
Right.
never met a normal person in my life.
People
Right,
try
unless
to
you're
be,
referring to blood pressure or something like,
and even
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
there's not even a norm because everybody's different. They say it's
Exactly.
120 over 80. Well, there's some people, Jessica included, her blood pressure is very low, and it's like 80 over 60. So it's like
Okay.
And I'm still moving around.
Right. Okay, so there is no
So-
normal. We've established that just now. Thank you.
yes, exactly. Exactly. And as you were saying, people tend to want to attack, like RuPaul or anybody that might trigger a sense of a questioning of what they think in their mind is, so they become threatened. And when we feel threatened, our ego steps up and we need to fight. We need to learn that spirit beings don't need to fight. It's all about love. It's all about acceptance. This is a university. We're here to learn.
Come on, the world loves drama. Why do you think
Right.
soap operas have been on the air for so long?
The world doesn't love drama. Those that are guiding the world impose this drama and keep us in this turmoil, I believe. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about you. What drives you, my friend?
Well, what drives me? I mean, this is actually very on topic. The idea of love and seeking harmony in all things, and how can we share that on a larger scale? Person to person, but also in ways that are highly, mobile, that can be distributed from one person to another for our highest good. And I especially feel passionate about that in LGBTQ culture because it's almost customary and certainly very accepted, no matter how quote unquote free our culture is, for everyone in that spectrum of letters to be swept under the rug. And it's also different for women in that realm of experience and people of color, but just the whole sort of umbrella of everyone in that diversity of experience. I think it's especially important for us to try and seek harmony in all things and teach one another to do that. And like we were saying, it's not always pretty, but it's necessary. And I like to proactively really engage people in those ideas and help communicate what folks in our community are doing, just because I think it's exceptionally important to almost turn that energy back, upend it, and present us in a loving light, in a positive light, in a way that we don't see as much as we really should be or could be. That would be more ideal.
Exactly. And I think there is a
Yes.
force driving us away from that because they fear us. The
Yeah.
LGBT community,
Exactly.
the rainbow, it's like there is so much beautiful energy, and they're afraid of that energy. So there is a power to be, and people are saying, well, who's they? But if you look at life, there's duality. And in that duality, there is something that's trying to create an unbalance of what we as the LGBTQRSTUV community is bringing into this world, and they're afraid of that. And fear is something that drives forces to do things they shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
But we are so beautiful, and if we really look within, then there's no reason to fight. There's no reason to hate one another. There's no reason to hate self. There is a reason why we are here. I'm sure you agree with
Absolutely.
that particular statement.
Yeah, totally. And, I just wanted to share one example of many types of campaigns or organizations I've been affiliated with. There's one organization called the Brown Boy Project, and they're based in San Francisco. And they work directly with trans identified guys, or even people who are sort of identified as male of center, not quite identifying as male or female, and studs, and people who identify as butch, just any sort of expression on that more male side of the gender spectrum. And I worked as a coach working with the younger guys there. Usually they're folks in their 20s or thereabouts, and just giving them a little bit of that extra support. My function was more of a creative coach than a life coach, but they do have life coaches there as well. And that's one way that people are very much proactively affirming the reality and lived experience of people without trying to dominate it or say what it should be, but more just trying to empower and foster other people. And those are the types of projects and connections I absolutely love being a part of and working with.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yep, there it is. I just love our producer. Look at that.
So on top of it.
Yes, always.
Right on.
Hey, now, do you two need to get a room?
No, we don't.
Okay. Taste the rainbow.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I did.
Yes, she did say that.
So, Jay, who are your heroes and motivators?
Well, that was a hard question. First of all, I want to also thank you for presenting me with so many thought-provoking questions. I love it. In terms of my heroes, I would say you two are definitely up there because you combine a sense of fun and love and spirituality with entertainment, and that can be very hard to do, to combine both of those things. But in terms of my heroes and heroines, I feel like innately I look up to most of the people I interact with. It takes so much courage to be out in culture, coming out as gay, lesbian, trans, or even coming out as I have no label, in a world that is so bound and determined to categorize us and label us and track what we're doing and where we're going, even in terms of social media and that type of thing. As it connects us, it also can dissect us. And so I always very much admire the people that are just doing their own thing, and they're out and proud, and they're just living this one life we have on this plane in such an elegant manner, no matter how it looks, whether you're quote unquote famous or quote unquote infamous, whatever. I work with so many small business owners though, and independent people that are really just very much themselves and want to market themselves as, this is who I am, this is the package. So, my heroes and heroines tend to be people that are making their best strides to be authentic and loving, and also sharing their light and goodnesses with others.
Exactly, and there's a lot of people out there that think outside of the box, and look at the people that get all these piercings or all these tattoos all over their bodies. I mean, it's a statement for one's individuality, one's own self-expression. And here you have all these conservative individuals judging people. Okay, I'm not going to hire that person because they have all these tattoos. I'm not going to hire this person because they got all these piercings. It's like, how can you sit there? And those people could be the smartest people that could bring your company to the next level. But yet, here you are judging them by the cover, and, that saying holds true. You can't judge a book by its cover, because some of the best people are the ones that think outside the box, and corporations, quote unquote, are huge on that.
Well, it's been that way since the beginning of time. If we look what the Europeans did with the Indians, they made them cut their hair, they made them stop practicing their religion. They placed everybody in a box, and this has been going on since the beginning of time. I believe the pendulum is shifting and the universe is speaking, and our true selves are coming out, our true individuality, our true essence. And they're going to keep fighting to bring us back into the box, but we have to do everything within our power to be true to self and to allow our expressions to be.
Yeah, that's right. We're in the dojo. And
yes.
The dojo's a good space. You go there for your workout, you go there for your teaching, and sometimes you get knocked on your butt. Sometimes you spar and you get right back up.
Okay, I'm hearing Eye of the Tiger in the background. What's
Yeah.
going on? Yeah.
Well, I want the outfit, please. If we're gonna do that, let's just go all out. Give me a
That's
little outfit.
right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Give me a
Now
key.
you've been involved in so many projects and different endeavors. Out of all these projects, which one stands out the most, and why?
Yeah, I have. I've worked with a lot of different side projects and important projects, such as the Brown Boy Project. I've done some work with Yahoo, Ask.com, Odesk. I did a little work with Buck Angel. I mean, I've had many little spots here and there. But I would have to say, and I really thought long and hard about this one, and I said, "Are you sure about this?" But I think the biggest project is my own brand, working on my own website, which is, not necessarily the most PC thing for a social media manager or virtual assistant to say, but it's super important. And I have been working with a coach to kind of build out my packages and talk a little bit more about the services I offer and that type of thing, because I'm very, very good at helping put others in their best light, and I feel like a spiritual or social facilitator. I love people and I love communicating all the goodness and beauty that they have and they create. And, sometimes there's a physician heal thyself type of situation where, you don't really turn around and give yourself the love that you're giving to other people. So, and I think in my looking at that and praying about it and doing a vision board about it, I think that's probably why you tuned in and asked me to do this show with you, because I've had no other such publicity before and really didn't seek it. So I'm on this Dharma path of, being a service oriented individual, but then also showing myself that same service and love. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to explore what that means, and especially, being an out lesbian woman, or I'm really more queer identified woman, because, I love trans people too, and have really loved trans people too, shall I say.
It's all about love. There's someone
Yes.
in our chat that says that you are an amazing, great spirit and well spoken. So you've got a new fan,
Yes.
Gabby
Right
from
on.
Australia. Love you, Gabby.
Right on. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's
So I'm finally come full circle to doing for myself what I'm doing with other people. And so I think my work will even be that much more rich now because, you know, can you show your aspects of who you are and being out and queer, and will you still be accepted by your community? And the answer has been yes. The more authentic I've been with my experience and reality, and all my different talents that I share in promoting other people, I've got nothing but positive feedback, and more people wanting to work with me that way the more I've unfolded. So it's strangely a spiritual journey doing this marketing and sales, customer service for people. When you think about it that way and you really imbue that loving into it, it just blossoms everywhere. So I would have to say working, for jvajohnson.com, whatever that symbolizes right now, has been the most important and rewarding project for me, and it's only brought me more positive energy. So I'm becoming my own testimonial of the good work I do in a sense.
And it's very
Absolutely.
important what you said, that the more you feel aligned with yourself and at peace with yourself, the more people will accept you. It's like a dog senses fear in other people and they'll attack. But people sense pride, sense, I don't even know how to use words, sense that you feel okay with yourself, that you have no no worries in who you are. They'll accept you. If you walk around with in life with your head down, worried about what other people think negative thoughts upon yourselves, that is what other people are going to also think about you. So,
And you're only depriving yourself. You're
mhm.
depriving yourself of your true happiness. And when people can sense the depravity, if that's even a word, but
It is
but
now.
people, huh?
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
said it is now.
Yeah,
Yeah, people can sense that.
yeah.
It's like it's like you see somebody walking with their head hung low. You can sense there's something negative about
Yes.
that person, and they're projecting that negativity. And I mean, I know personally from first starting to come out, it was like walking around. I looked like I was hiding stuff up my shirt and stealing things, and I was wondering why people were looking at me so strange. It's like because I looked like I just escaped a loony bin or something. Like I was all paranoid. And it's like, what is there to be paranoid about? Stop depriving yourself of who you want to be and who you are, and let that out and let that shine. And once that shines and that starts shining, your true personality starts to come out. And when people see that true personality is when people are drawn to you more so than they're pushed away from you.
Exactly. And it's all energy. It's all energy. And what you put out is what you're going to receive.
Exactly. So if I put out $1 million, will I get 2 million back?
And that leads to the next question, which is very important.
Exactly. Jay, explain to us what the law of attraction means to you.
Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Well, to me, it's a simple kind of mathematical equation of like attracts like, and it works in both directions, actually. Whatever you focus on expands. And I did also want to speak to the point that you were saying about visibility and how you carry yourself in the world, because I think shows like this one and the show that you, Mark and Jessica, that you both have as well, lets LGBTQ people know that there can be another reality. They can envision themselves going out in the world, traveling, being themselves. And I think sometimes, when we are encouraged to walk around with our heads low, or that, our lives aren't worth living literally, and people want to hurt us, let's just say hurt us minimally, it can really impact your soul and just put a dent in your soul. So, on the topic of law of attraction, sometimes we do need a little coaching there, and I know you both do coaching as well. We need a little coaching there to remind ourselves that, the true reality, our true nature is to be harmonious, and our true nature is to have what we desire. And, it may take a little bit of praying first and then getting walking to start acquiring those things. They don't all just magically fall in our laps, but it is amazing when you really turn your focus towards something, even just start, 10% more of your attention to something. Life really does reward you with more positive experiences, and more community and more love. I mean, I've wanted to live in the Bay Area since I was a little kid, reading about queer culture and all of these community programs and diversity of things you can get involved with, and just seeing yourself reflected in so many ways. And, finally I made it here. It's been at least, I will say, several decades, and I finally made it here. And I've been in touch with people in the Bay Area since I was a little kid as well. So, it might not be on the timetable that you think, that you predict. It may or may not be immediate, but it really has so much to do with what you're strongly interested in, or what you're strongly afraid of as well. I've created some really challenging things that I've gotten past, with people, doing harassing things in social media, people in our queer community too. So, there is a lot of wounding there, and a solution for that type of aggressive behavior. One of them, aside from doing, all the things to do legally or whatever, that's a symbol too. But even spiritually, a solution for that negative energy is really just to send more love, or just to ignore and just walk around in love. I mean, you will find that perfect solution, that perfect spiritual mathematics that works for you, that gets your life going in a forward, positive direction, harmonious direction. If you turn your attention to harmonious ideas, and whatever props or things you have to use, whether it's a vision board, don't be afraid to ask people for help. If you don't have local friends, there are so many awesome resources like this show, like Mark and Jessica, like people that really professionally even do this, and do this on a volunteer basis, that are looking to help people in the LGBTQ community especially. But you won't find that help or that positive light unless you ask, and you just even allow yourself a little bit of a feeling that this is possible, and I deserve this, and I can have this. Even a willingness to be willing to find it out. It's amazing how miraculous it can really be.
And the spirits are
Absolutely.
speaking.
The spirits
They're
are speaking to
because our
us.
lights are just going crazy in the RV right now.
Hold on one second. I gotta get up. Hopefully, I don't show a butt shot. Get over there.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that we create our reality because our mind is very powerful. And
Hopefully that works.
the power of our mind, we focus on negative things. The universe doesn't hear, I don't want this negative thing. The universe hears, oh, this is what you want, so it gives you some more of that.
Yes.
I watched The Secret, and although I think The Secret was a little bit
Very
geared
materialistic.
towards materialistic, but it had a lot of truth.
A good
And our
message.
minds are very, very powerful. And what you think, you manifest. Sometimes we're so programmed from the time they were little to only think negative things, and that's what we create. It's like everything. And people don't want to believe that they create their reality. They create their diseases. So they create everything that is within their lives, and they don't want to believe that. But this right here is so freaking powerful that it's scary. I've materialized like this bracelet right here. I got the day of my birthday, June 30th. On the 29th, the one I had broke, and I'm like, I want a bracelet. The next day, one of the neighbors who just met us gave this to me for my birthday.
Right on. Mm-hmm.
Was it the other day? We saw a commercial about ribs, and I don't like to eat red meat. I don't like to eat cruelty, but sometimes you get that yin, that wanting. I thought of it the next day. The same neighbor came in with ribs. I'm like, I better control my mind here because it's scary.
It is. I mean, see, a lot of people, I think, spend a lot of time conjuring up dreams. But the problem is that the material world has drawn them away from those dreams and have them chasing the dollar more so than chasing the dream. And, it turns and misconstrues their dream from what they really want to a dream of a material world. I think that's where a lot of us are going wrong, because I believe that the dollar is the greatest evil that exists.
And it's done on purpose, I believe, because that way we can't be in our true alignment. So it's like, oh, look over here, So it's like that's why we all have ADHD, because it's like we can't even center ourselves. We can't even listen to our inner voice because we're constantly listening to the voices and things outside of us. Hey, you two could do this, and this is what you need to have in your living room. And look, you should look this way. So they keep us away from our inner light, our inner voice.
They give us spiritual ADD.
Yeah, yes.
I have a dream to be a rock star. Oh, look, a bunny. Where's that lottery ticket?
Right. I try very, very hard to just think of it like supply, abundance and supply. And, yes, if I need a specific dollar amount to pay for something, I use that specificity too. But I try as hard as I can to see everything as a spiritual symbol, whether it's let's just use a wacky, saucy example. Like before we started this broadcast, we saw some very saucy, racy documentary footage about BDSM culture, and you could get offended about that, or you could be curious about that, or you could just say, hey, that's a spiritual symbol of people enjoying themselves how they want to do it. It's all good.
Exactly. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to see what a boot tastes like?
Right?
You actually have been on the other side of interviewing as well, and there is...
Yeah, we have a clip of you interviewing Jaye Weber.
Yes, I wanted to share.
Yes.
Hi, this is Jay Johnson, and I'm sharing my chat with Jaye Weber here in this podcast with her permission. When you first connect with Jaye Weber's presence, whether it's on film or via a performance or one-on-one, you might find that you're forever emboldened. She's a multimedia artist. She's a writer. She's a producer, an actress, a dancer / choreographer. She's a singer. She's a regular musical, theatrical, and dance performer. That includes her choreography for worldwide tours on her own and with other artists, including Madonna, Pink, Cher, and Britney Spears, and that's just for starters. This also includes traditional dance forms and her own world-renowned specialty, which is aerial dance and choreography, which she first presented to the world on film in her starring role in the hit movie called The Gymnast. highly recommended viewing. She's also an event and movie producer and a writer. She's worked with and performed with the Moscow State Circus. She's performed in an Olympic ceremony as a choreographer and a dancer. In fact, she's an Olympian-level trained athlete in many disciplines, which you'll hear about during this interview. She's also a fitness endurance trainer, and you likely have seen her on the best-selling fitness program P90X. Drea Weber's latest project is called Raven's Touch, and it's in post-production right now, so I'm very excited about that. It sounds like it's going to be a beautiful, yet another beautiful vehicle she's in. And you've probably also seen her in the movie called A Marine Story. She carries with her this ageless grace and an absolutely lovable spirit. Just an absolute pleasure to chat with her. Right where the recording begins, I was able to reach Drea. She said it was a beautiful, rainy Seattle day. She's currently touring with Teatro Zinzani, and she was milling about in her dressing room and getting things together, and just had a moment of time to chat with me. So as she begins talking, she's discussing her current tour.
So we run until the end of January. That's what I was going to say.
Okay. And have you been the choreographer there, or are you kind of doing the actress role here?
I choreographed my act for this show. I choreographed a show that I co-wrote that they produced last summer that was called Gangsters of Love. And I co-wrote that. But I don't, beyond doing my own act, I don't really choreograph much here because it's more, the acts are more from the old school circus tradition where people who have established acts come in and do the acts they've been doing forever. Mm-hmm. So, for example, there's a Russian contortionist who has been doing the people are very specialized and they develop acts that sort of compete in international festivals, and then they're hired by Zinzani to perform in their shows. So it's a little bit of a different beast than, say, the choreography that I do for pop tours, mm-hmm. where I'm given dancers or aerials and songs and then, create something specifically for that show, for that artist. So it's sort of a different beast.
Excellent. And are you living on the West Coast now, or?
Yeah, I basically live up here and travel down to LA every couple weeks mm-hmm. for our days off. But, we pretty much, our schedule, especially through the holidays, is pretty heavy. We'll do 6, sometimes 7 shows a week. So I end up pretty much being here in Seattle.
To listen to the remainder of that interview, please visit Jaye's YouTube channel, Jaye Johnson, and you'll be able to listen to that wonderful interview. But so you do a lot of that as well, interviewing individuals and podcasting and things of that nature?
Yes, I do, and you can actually go to my medium.com page, and I have a little Q&A with you, Mark, as well, too. Jessica, you're next.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Should I be worried?
Actually, that was I was very grateful when you did that. That was very nice of you to, and that's how we actually met. We contacted because we both know Buck Angel, and I think Buck Angel's an amazing human being. I mean, we love him to death, and that's how we kind of got to know each other, was through him. And yes, you just do. See, we're all little soldiers here. I believe that we all are here for a reason, and it's so beautiful. It's like. I feel your essence, and it's like I feel like I've known you all my life, and I feel like I've known you in past lives, and it's like we're reoccurring. We're creating this reality again to finally reach where we need to be, because we've tried this lifetime after lifetime to be in the right place, to get the proper alignment of spirits and souls, and I think this time we're going to achieve it.
See, like I said in the pre-show earlier. This is what it's like to be married to the Dalai Lama.
Right. I love that we can be, professional here and woo-woo here and serious and funny and, saucy. I mean, that is queer culture to me, or LGBTQ culture, whatever you want to call it or label it. It's just, there's that authenticity and richness there that I love, and I love being a part of. So Just rock it.
And it's a very strong energy, and that's why sometimes that energy can't be controlled, and then there's that anger and there's that fight. If we take that energy and embrace it and really feel it and really go with it, it could be such a beautiful thing. But instead, some people can't deal with it, and so it's like, what do I do with this? I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be bitch at you for this, and I'm going to point out this, and it's like, no, just embrace it, love it, feel it, let go, be in peace.
Oh my God, we shrunk.
Oh, we shrunk. Anyway, love is so important in people's life, especially self-love. In your own words, what does love mean to you? And do you think humanity is aligned in that frequency enough?
Ooh, ooh, these questions, I love them. Even though I read them before, they're still like, woo, impactful. I love them. Still surprisingly yummy. Well, love to me is it's a verb. It's what we do, and it's also a noun. It's what we are. And I feel like we're on this planet to love and to express more love, to share more love. And what that means to me simply is just being with the highest intention possible, living your life for the highest good of all concerned. And sometimes that means moving towards something or someone, and sometimes that means moving away from something or someone. And it's very natural process. If you look in nature, if you look at the way nature is, the way the river is, that happens naturally just in and of itself. And many feel privileged and lucky enough to be able to control that more consciously than, say, a leaf might, as far as we know, or a dog might, as far as we know. And so, I feel like we have a calling to even express love more beautifully and colorfully like we do. And we see that so much, especially in our community. And I do want to give a couple of shout outs for people and organizations that have helped me to see that since I've returned to the Bay Area and just in general. There's a coach named Fresh White who has a business called Affirmative Acts Coaching, and he's always sharing information and news about just loving yourself as is. He's a little bit more steeped in the Buddhist tradition, which a lot of LGBTQ people have found to be extremely helpful because it helps you to accept what is, even while you're making your world better and working on feeling better and healing some wounds that you have experienced in culture. So that's one shout out. And another shout out I want to do is for the folks at queeryogagathering.com, Rochelle Donegan and all of the people here in the Bay Area. We just had an event a lot of people turned up for, and it was very diverse and extremely, extremely affirming and empowering, and just right in the heart of everything that we're talking about in terms of loving yourself. I've learned a lot from yoga and meditation, and especially doing it in groups, because you really, oh my God, look at that beautiful graphic. That's it. You really push yourself to a certain point, and you have to do the self-loving thing when you're in a certain yoga position or pose or stance. You have to stop and you have to go back to what's called the child's pose, which is one of the basic poses. And if you have an ego about it, or you're pushing yourself too hard even, then you'll actually hurt yourself. So it's a very quick and loving and compassionate teacher if you'll let it be. And one of the things they talk about at Queer Yoga Gathering is we don't see queer people on the cover of yoga magazines. We don't see trans-identified people on the cover of yoga magazines. So it's really good to find community, even one other friend, and even if it's not someone in your, let's say you're in a rural area, if you can find someone online, even there are so many resources. And even if you don't have a computer, you can go to the library, you can call your local LGBTQ center, or you can travel maybe to take a bus. I mean, I know we don't all totally have these resources, but now more than ever, we have a lot of places where we can fit in and feel comfortable, and just work on being that love, accepting that love. There's a concept called metta, which is love for all things, that I've been learning about, and the concept called chi, which has to do with sending out that love. So I'm just a big advocate in manifesting that and sharing that in as many ways as possible. Just that love to me is that positive, healing energy.
Definitely.
Yes. And you spoke of yoga, and I've always been scared of yoga because I've seen the way some of those people bend into positions that would make Gumpy scream.
Right.
Okay, I don't know how the heck the human body has so much elasticity. How does that work?
It does. It does. It's just, but remember,
I mean,
our
how can you teach
joints.
people to, I don't know, bend in ways that you just aren't meant to bend?
But you are meant to be in those ways, and it's part of that inflexibility that we have been taught. You notice how babies, how flexible they are. As we get older, we become less and less flexible. Why? Because of all these programmings, and the joints get tight. And yoga is just one of those things. It's very difficult and it's hard, but it's like Jay said, it's one of our biggest teachers. It teaches us
Yes.
to
But I
really.
was actually asking Jay the question.
Well, it's
Thank you for
okay.
answering
Well,
it.
Yes, you're welcome to answer for me anytime, Mark. I trust you that much. Well, it's an ancient art, and cats do it.
yeah,
It's
dogs do too.
dogs do it too. It's a process, though. Let me tell you. I mean, you start out. I mean, the best and most compassionate yoga teachers will really accept you where you are, which is also just another great teacher, just accepting you yourself where you are and other people where you are. And it's just a process. The more you do it, your body adapts to it, and you'll find you're doing stretches and, saying hello to body organs. You can just see now. Oh, okay. Hello, liver. What's going on? It's a trip. It just takes practice like anything else, and takes time and patience with yourself.
Yes,
It's all
I
about.
can pretty much assure that it's going to teach patience.
Yes.
So let me ask you, what are you grateful for and what would you like to achieve in the future?
Ah, yes. Gratitudes. Um, I'm grateful for learning a lot about accepting what is, accepting myself as is, and building from there. That has taken a lot of pressure off of me, and as I do that with myself, I extend that to others. You talked earlier, both of you, very briefly and gracefully about negative energy. And, I've witnessed that you both encounter so much when you're out there doing positive things. And I have learned that the more I come to accept myself, the more bandwidth and the more room I have to really extend love to people who are just so hateful and just so ignorant. And whether or not they know better, there's really no excuse for it. If you can't send that love back in one way, shape, or form, then you're going to wind up hurting yourself with that hateful energy. And it is hard. It is a practice, and I'm just grateful for all the ways I can and do practice that. And I'm grateful for my community that really reflects that love and helps me with that support when I do encounter that kind of hateful energy, especially from within community. It can be very confusing, but this is life. This is the life that we're given, and we're really tasked to rise above that. And one of the most pain-free ways to do so is to be more loving, and like that beautiful question, just to practice as much gratitude as you can in as many ways as you can. There's no way to do it perfectly, but to just practice it. Just be grateful to return to the mat or the dojo, or wake up another day, in other words, and just practice again.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Every day is a blessing.
Yes, it is. And even
Yeah.
though it may not be seem as a blessing, but
Well, some
sometimes
days
they
are
are.
rougher than
Yeah,
others,
but that's
but
all
yeah.
part. There's no such thing as good or bad. Things just are. So, any plans for the future?
Yes, I
Any
was
part-
just like eyeing that question to make sure I answered that too. Um, it's my plan right now is just to continue engaging with LGBTQ professionals or artists or creatives or healers. I really feel like I do my best work in this space. And, Mark, you had asked me before our interview, about working with you. I would love to work with you and Jessica and just continue to beam and broadcast your message out to the world. So that's definitely a must. I will definitely, help to communicate everything you're doing. And that's where I see myself in the future. I see myself just continuing to work with more and more folks in the community, meeting them anywhere they are. I'm very budget conscious of people that have different budgets, or low to no budgets, and finding very inexpensive and easy ways to get your messages out to the world in many, many capacities. I do multimedia, I do copywriting, social media, I help secure sales, I will handle your customer service. I'm just sort of that facilitator that will help make things happen for you. And my heart is in working with queer community and spiritual minded professionals. And that's where I stay. And that's my present. That's my past, present, and future. Really.
So awesome. Well, we want to thank you so much for spending this time. I mean, the hour has passed and we still have a bunch of other stuff to talk about. It goes so fast, but we love when we can connect with a guest the way we've connected with you, that it just flows. It's effortless. Yes. It's like a river just flowing. Ooh. And we want to thank you so much, so much for your presence, for your love. And we honor you, we respect you. And we love you.
And we love you.
Yes.
Thank you. Much love. Namaste.
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 Always and forever. Thank you.
And we will keep in touch.
Definitely. Always do. Always do.
I will. I will.
Oh, definitely. Well, we're going to take a quick break to announce our other sponsor.
And we'll be right back with a clip from Transgender Highway.
And the transition video of the week. So
stay tuned.
Dr. Vartan Madirosian is a facial feminization surgeon in Jupiter, Florida. He did a fellowship in facial plastic and reconstructive surgery with one of the fathers of facial feminization surgery. He has also completed an extensive training in FFS for the past 6 years, working in close contact with his mentor. Dr. Madirosian performs surgeries in his office in a fully licensed operating room or in the local hospital with highly trained and reliable staff. Give him a call today at 561-624-0900. That's 561-624-0900. Dr. Madirosian is highly qualified and understands our needs.
Finding out you're HIV positive can be scary. Was for me. I was terrified. But then I realized that it's not the end for me, and it certainly isn't for you. My name is Robbie Aldred, and watch my show Positive Outlook, where we learn why it's no longer called surviving with HIV, but thriving with HIV.
Gay Life Television is quality broadcasting for the LGBTQ community. With such hosts as David Teen, Davio Flavio, Joe Cranach, and David Stan, we bring you a variety of different live shows each and every week. Find us at gaylifetelevision.com, on your Roku box, or on the Nerox app on your smartphone.
And we are back.
Yes, we are.
Music, scenery. There is more to us than you can see. When we let go of the fear and ride the road till it feels near, you will only find true happiness and freedom.
Riding high and riding low. These are true words to our song. We speak to your spirit and we speak to your soul. Enjoy our journey and ride along.
And here's another clip to our Transgender Highway series.
Yes, and I really need to write the poetry.
Okay.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
On the road we go, riding high and riding low. It's been nights since I've seen you. I feel so lost and all alone. I can't do this without you, and I just want you to come home. I feel so empty on my own. Bring back those days when we were one. So close together was never enough. I need you forever and I still love you, you're my I'm the one who keeps thinking home. Do I ever cross your mind? Or have I lost you now forever, girl? Yesterday came and went. All the memories, it's all that we have left. Time goes by all the time. Enjoy the moment, leave the fears behind.
This is an RV, but she's driving it like it's a Ferrari.
Damn nice. When we go up the hill, sometimes if it's catches it wrong at the wrong RPM, it doesn't go. It struggles. So I have to give it gas. We're going up.
You go up, you can shift it into the up gear.
No.
Just like you downshift.
I can't downshift. If I downshift at 50 miles an hour, we're gonna redline the engine. See, it'll shift by itself when it's ready to get up there.
Look within, see your light. You don't know.
Arguing over downshifting.
Just one of the many things, you know. I mean, it's incredible how we love each other dearly, but it's like we're together for a reason. It's like this all the time, and
Two bulls locking arms.
yeah, big time. But you know what? I've learned to accept that that's how it is, and we're together for a reason.
Yeah.
And when you embrace that and you realize that it's all about love.
Well, all the music on the track, all the tracks on the video are our music, so we do make beautiful music together.
But you know,
So,
if you want
to see the remainder of the episode, yeah, sure, take my line too. Why don't you?
I just
Jesus, you know, men. I swear to God,
I'm not a man. I'm a trans
No wonder where
person.
PMS came from. Pre-men
No,
stroll syndrome.
I'm a trans person. I'm not a man. I keep telling her that.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, to see the remainder of the episode, visit our blog at transgenderhighway.blogspot.com.
And to download our music and enjoy the ride, please go ahead. On that blog, there's a way there to download our music.
And we're working on putting an album together to make it a little easier. So. it'll be a while, but we're hoping to have like a 13-track CD coming up soon.
Yes. Any producer out there that want to help us with that, hey, more than welcome to. Anyway, who claims your soul? Who rides your wave? You are the only one that can say who you are. Don't let it slip away. The road may seem long, but we know we must be strong, connect, reflect, and enjoy the moment in time where we learn who we truly are to survive.
Live, love, and be free. Transgender is who you are and who you will always be. And now for the transition video of the week with Kazim.
I remember years ago, someone told me I should take caution when it comes to love. I did. And you were strong and I was not. My illusion, my mistake. I was careless, I forgot I did. And now, when all is done, there is nothing to say. You have gone and so effortlessly. You have won, you can go ahead, tell them all I know now. Shout it from the rooftops, write it on the skyline. All we had is gone now. Tell them I was happy and my heart is broken. All my scars are open. Tell them what I hoped would be impossible. Betrayal is worse. Broken trust and broken hearts. I know. And thinking all you need is there. Building faith on nothing words. I cry as a little when I think of letting go. You wanna get behind the wheel, but only one rider. I just feel got me swimming like a diver. Can't let go, I got fans in Okinawa. My heart's in Japan, quake losers and survivors. Norway, no, you didn't get my flowers. No way to say it better, but the killer was a coward. Face just showered, a minute in the hour. Heard about the news, whole day went sour. Feel the moments got me feeling like a lemon head. Put you in the box just as whether it's a cigarette. Stick on my regards, but regardless, I get arrested. Ain't worried about the killer, just a young and restless. Get mad cause a $250,000 on my necklace. To you, I never said I was driving reckless. You and I know the jealousy is not impressive. Oh no, I can't stop, I was destined. Champagne bucket still got 2 tears in it. And I put that on my tattoo of Jimi Hendrix. Get the press like the outfit all in it. Cause the press tell it all, get a meal ticket. Clean next, get the call, just a little visit. Sacrifice just to make it here still vivid. Reality see when you're blessed, just kill critics. Bugatti never been them rich, just start fearing. Look at me staring, got the flaw staring. Got a good feeling, that's about caring. Tell us Billie Jean, I'm on another planet. Thank class, big Chuck, elite Prince parents. By my mama chandeliers, I'm in tears, damn it. 30 years, you'd have thought these emotions vanish. Try to live, trying to figure how your sister vanished. No cheers, I know you would've panicked.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that threw me off in that video was the rose and the nail polish remover on the desk there.
It's probably his girlfriend's, but anyway.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Like, what an amazing transformation. It's amazing what hormones can do for you. Anyway, please send us
Especially with FTMs.
Yes. Please send us your transition videos, your transition radio show at gmail.com. We look forward to seeing them and showing the viewers the wonderful transformation. We want to thank our guests. We want to thank the viewers, the chatters, Joe, our sponsors, our advertisers, everyone. We want to thank you all.
Yes.
We want to tell you
Thank you.
also that
we love you, but remember to always love yourselves too.
And the parody of the week, please laugh and don't get offended. It's all about love and
whatever.
laughter. Love you guys.
Yes. Mwah. And I gotta pee.
So do I, but yes.
Why don't you try fighting a real man, freak?
Keep it in the circus, tranny.
Your advanced musculature and resultant strength place you at a distinct advantage, post-operative transsexual MMA combatant.
Our critics call us sick, sociopathic, and disgusting. They say our imposing bone structure and awesome tranny strength give us an unfair advantage. We say, if that was true, then how come the IOC lets us compete against women in the Olympics? They then point out that not one sport in the Olympics comes close to the level of violence that occurs in mixed martial arts. To which we respond, clearly you're transphobic, misinformed Neanderthals. Then they say, this has nothing to do with prejudice or bigotry. This has to do with guaranteeing the safety of competitors in a dangerous sport. A handful of pills and a pruned pecker can't reverse 30 years of testosterone-fueled development. Live your life however you want, as long as that doesn't involve lying on your license application so you can pummel unsuspecting women. Now we're so mad we scream, we got our license back, so fuck you! Can't they see that lopping off your wiener and putting on some mascara completely legitimizes beating up women? Transgender fighters are changing the game. We're taking pussy pounding to a whole other level and proving what the MMA world has known all along, that bitches ain't shit.
My name is Kerry Cox, and I approve this message.